53. And we are back with the 53rd, weird to say, 53rd installment of the Purple Rain podcast with Sutton Def and Simply AS10. How are you doing tonight, my man? How are you doing?
I am doing quite swell, my brother Alex. How are you
Yeah.
doing, man?
I know you're doing swell. You can tell by the jersey you have on.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
doing pretty good. I can't complain. New little setup going on. Work in progress. It's all good. But we're here. We have football news to talk about. Could be a big day tomorrow. We'll get into it.
Yes.
But where can they
Yes,
find you?
yes. Yeah, man, you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. You guys already know the drill. You can follow me, DM me, mention me about Ravens football,
Yeah,
sports, anything.
all
I love to chop it up with you guys, all that stuff,
yes.
man. So you can find me at Sutton Def on both of those platforms. And this cool cat right here,
Oh,
you can find on Twitter or Instagram at SimplyAS10. On Twitter at SimplyAS10 and on Instagram at SimplyAS10.prod. So make sure
yes.
you guys give us a follow. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe to Simply AS10's YouTube channel
Oh,
as well. He's north of 20,000 subscribers now. Let's keep pushing that number up. Make sure if you're not already subscribed to Simply AS10, you go and do that.
I mean, while we're talking about subscribing, if you're
Yeah.
not subscribed to the Purple Rain podcast,
Hmm.
why not do it? Right there. Go ahead and do it. Pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy.
Yeah. Pretty easy. And we've got a live stream going right now. Now, I know on Thursday, weren't able to do the live stream. That's my fault, guys. I had some personal things going on. But
Same here.
nonetheless,
I was
we,
moving. I was kind
yeah.
of happy. Yeah. It's all
It's
good.
kind of a busy week for us last week, but it's all good.
Yeah.
We're back here. The
Yes.
Rain Gang is checking in live in the chat. Let me bring
Yes.
you guys up here. Christopher Swain is in the building. Joshua Brown, X Lee is here. Zeke Phillips,
Yes.
my guy Jay Prime is here. April Taylor in the building as well. Casper 215 is here too, and more coming along. Big shout out to all of you guys. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for joining the live stream tonight. And if you're not watching the live stream, you're watching the replay. #replay
Replay
gang.
gang.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Make sure you guys go ahead, like the video, and leave any comments or concerns that you may have about anything dealing with this video down below. And yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
Let's do it. Why not? So, what do you want to talk about first? I mean, there's could be like a number one receiver, top 5 receiver in the league, kind of up there,
Yeah,
available for trade. Can you talk
yeah,
about that?
you're right. There definitely is, and his name is Julio Jones, and the Julio Jones talk is heating up. And it's going crazy right now, man. There's a bunch of teams that have come out and said, well, not come out and said physically verbatim, but, they've showed interest. The Seahawks were one of them, the most recent one. The Ravens were also a team that was reported to be interested in wide receiver Julio Jones. We don't know what's going to happen here, guys. So
No.
we're here to talk about it, speculate, but it seems like the Ravens are indeed a part of the Julio Jones sweepstakes. So the question is tonight, do the Ravens spend the rest of their cap salary, their cap money, on Julio Jones, or do they, fulfill positions of need like edge and stuff like that? What
Yeah.
do you think? Priorities is what we're talking tonight.
It's hard. I mean, who wouldn't want Julio Jones lining up beside Sammy Watkins, Rashad Bateman, Hollywood Brown, and then
Right.
J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and Lamar Jackson, the quarterback? Who wouldn't want that? But let's take a look at our edge depth. Who do we have? Pernell McPhee, not an every down player.
No.
No Jihad Ward, he's gone. No Matt Judon. No Yannick Ngakwe, but we have Dalen Hayes and Odafe Owe. Do we trust those rookies that much? Or should we, maybe use that money to get a guy like Justin Houston, a guy like Olivier Vernon? Ryan Kerrigan's gone, and it's looking like Melvin Ingram's gone too. I'm kind of torn. I feel like having Julio Jones would give us something we haven't had in 10 years, a bona fide number one. I'm kind of leaning towards it. Not all the way there. Maybe you can persuade me. But what do you think?
I'm kind of leaning towards that too. I'm of the school of thought that, hey, the more weapons, the better. And you can see that has paid dividends for multiple teams. The most recent team that you could bring up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What did they do? They went out and they stockpiled their roster with every weapon that they could get. They got wide receivers, they got tight ends, they brought in Leonard Fournette, who played really well for them in the playoffs. They did what they needed to do to build a championship roster.
Yep.
Remember, I think I was texting you earlier, bringing in Julio Jones in the fold of the Ravens, that would make this offense almost foolproof. you know? And that's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really did with their roster last season. It's what the Browns are trying to do with their team, and they actually have a really good roster going on right now. The Bills, the Chiefs, so on and so forth. All these teams are stockpiling, so many weapons to kind of make it so there is no excuses.
Yep.
We have all the weapons we need, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I think that we could be leaning towards making a Julio Jones move because it would make our offense just that much more deadly. And you got to think about it. It makes sense. It makes sense. If we could bring in a Julio Jones, listen, it's a 17-game season now. So you never know. One of our receivers could be banged up throughout the season. That's very likely to happen. I mean, of course, we're not,
Sammy Watkins
saying anything. Yeah. We're not saying any names. Well, Alex just did, but maybe, if somebody were to go down, we would want somebody to be able to step up. And why not a Julio Jones? Here's my thing about the Ravens, man. We need to be all in. The Ravens need to be all in on winning a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. And bringing in Julio Jones would definitely help with being all in and help us with that campaign towards the Super Bowl championship. It really would. So here's my thing. Hashtag, why not us? And I want to get this going in the chat. Hashtag, why not us? Why not the Ravens to go out and get that last piece to the puzzle to kind of make the offense foolproof, to make us as dangerous as the Chiefs, and make us as dangerous as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers passing? That's going to make everybody else's job easier too. Lamar's job is going to be easier because he's going to have better and more targets. He's going to have also the receiver's job is going to be more easier as well because you're going to have Julio Jones he's going to demand double. The cornerback one or a double from the other team. You know what I mean? And that's going to make Mark Andrews' job easier. That's going to make Hollywood Brown's job easier. And Sammy Watkins, Bateman, so on and so forth. So I'm leaning more towards us making this Julio Jones trade. And then we just kind of have to trust and see in our defense. Wink Martindale, can Matabike take a step up and rush the passer a little bit this season? And can Odafe Owe come in and be an immediate impact player? That sort of thing. But that's just my kind of rant about it. I'm sorry if I went on for too long there.
You're good.
Real quick, we have a super chat donation, our first of the night, coming from Travis Dio. Thank you so much for donating to the channel and supporting. We appreciate you. He says, much love, y'all. Much love to you, man. We appreciate you.
I mean, do you like stats? I can give you some stats real quick.
Go ahead.
You want to get some stats? Julio Jones last year, 9 games played, 51 receptions, 771 yards. Marquise Brown, all 16 games, 58 receptions, 769 yards. In 9 games, Julio Jones, if you were on the Ravens, would have the most reception yards on the team. And I am huge Hollywood Brown fan, about as big as they come.
Yeah.
It's undoubtedly a resounding yes if Julio is there for the right price.
Yeah.
And reports have been coming out that he can only go for a second rounder at most if we pick up his whole contract. Like I was telling you earlier, sounds familiar to what we did last year with Calais Campbell. Traded him for a 5th rounder, ate his contract. Oh, wait, restructure it and extend you for a year.
Yeah.
Why not do Julio Jones? I'm cool if you take him over a 2nd or a 3rd.
Right. And I think that Julio would actually be down to restructure while he's here because, like he said to Shannon Sharp last week, he wants to win.
Yep.
And if he sees a real opportunity to win in Baltimore, I think he would reconstruct his contract, to kind of give us some breathing room so we can actually keep some other good players in there as well. But yeah, we actually have another super chat donation coming in from Travis Dial again. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. He says, imagine being Rashad Bateman. And you walk in a room and are able to soak up knowledge from Julio Jones, Sammy Watkins, Keith Williams, and T. Martin. Yeah.
It just makes the same better.
I know, right?
Even better.
Yeah, man. Rashad Bateman, that's who really benefits from all of this. Like, you can learn from so much. If you were to bring in 2 veterans, I mean, of course, we already got Sammy Watkins, but you bring in a Julio Jones who's been there, done that in every sense of the word, And then Keith Williams and T. Martin on top of that, Rashad Bateman would have all the tools he needs on top of having an MVP quarterback, Man, it's looking bright. The future is looking very bright for Rashad Bateman, especially if they were to make that Julio move. But it kind of doesn't seem all that likely, It kind of seems far-fetched.
Fingers crossed. I mean, if I were to give it a percentage-wise, I'm going 45.
45.
I think definitely can happen. I mean, if the price is right, I think EDC, we've missed out on way too many receivers. Think about that. Oh, we've
Yeah.
been this close. We've been close. Let's not be close this time. Let's go and get him. That's
Right.
kind of why I'm holding on to some hope. Because I
Yeah.
think if they really want him, they would do it. I mean, and who are the other teams? The Seahawks. I don't really think the Titans are in it, even though AJ Brown is literally that's embarrassing what he's doing to get Julio Jones. We'll talk about that later. What other teams? I mean, the Rams, they don't have any capital to trade. They're basically out of it.
Yeah.
So, and if he wants to win, come to the team that's won the most games in the past couple of years or up there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely. Let's see. Our guy Adit Mahmood chimes in, says, we have 2/3 and 4/4 next year. Also, Duvernay, Prochet, Boykins are in play. Julio fits the mold of who we go for normally.
Why not do it?
Great. Yeah,
I
why
say
not
you can
do
trade both those thirds and one of those receivers.
Yeah. Oh, we have another super chat donation coming in from our guy Darius, the official. Big shout out to you, man. We appreciate you, bro. He says, Rang Gang, what's up, bros? I don't want to believe this Julio hype, but that would be cool if we did get him in our wide receiver squad. Absolutely.
If we were to trade from tomorrow, I'd be like, where is football season? We need game one. Screw the preseason. I'm sorry. I love the preseason. Screw it. I want to see game one.
Yeah. And I just think that, like, if the Ravens were to land Julio Jones, the rest of the league has to stop what they're doing, take a look at the Ravens, and start game planning, because that's the most dangerous team in the league all of a sudden.
Can we talk about if we were to get him tomorrow? Well, do you want to go live tomorrow if we were to get him? I think we'd have
let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. Whenever we get him, I think we got to go live that day if we're free, because that's like that's like game breaking. That's like a move we haven't made in forever.
Right. That's like if we do that, it's Super Bowl or bust.
100%. I gotta. Yeah. What does the chat think? If we get Julio Jones,
right?
Super Bowl or bust? Yes or no?
Let us know.
That's big moves.
That's huge. That's like no excuses. Like I said, foolproof offense. Like Alex just asked you guys, if we were to get Julio Jones, do you think it'll be Super Bowl or bust? If you're watching the replay, if you're hashtag replay gang, leave your comments down below. Nice. Travis Dow says for sure Super Bowl or bust.
I'm leaning that way. I think it'd have to be. And I think that would make Greg Roman's leash even shorter.
Yeah.
I think first 4 games, if we go 4-0, but if the offense isn't clicking, I think that seat's a little warm. I mean, the Chiefs game, I think we'll lose that, but it depends how we play, because we haven't been in it the whole game, and Lamar's had to just drag us back.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hope we get Julio. I mean, I'm getting excited thinking about it.
Right. Let's see. Bruh brings up a good point here. He says, also, we eliminate the chance of teams like the Browns and Titans from getting him and making things harder for us. Yeah, man. If Julio goes to an AFC team, that's the last thing we want, So
it's just like you get better and your opponents, your enemies stay the same. So,
right.
And I don't think they would send him to an NFC team. I don't think the Seahawks, I don't think they want to send him there. They'd rather send him to the AFC.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we have here from the Rain Gang. What you guys have to say about this whole Julio Jones situation? See, I got Travis Dow ask a question. He says, would you rather have Julio or a veteran pass rush, though? This is a great question, man. Yeah. And this is kind of like what we kind of have to deliberate this, because priorities, right? We just went out and we spent a first-round pick on a wide receiver. Our first overall pick was a wide receiver.
Yep.
And now we're kind of like hurting for edge rusher, because we did lose Yannick Ngakoue. We did lose Matthew Judon this past season. So it would be nice to have a veteran pass rusher. Yes, I do get that. But who are we going to get like at this point?
Does Justin Houston want to play for us?
Yeah, because, I mean, with the whole Justin Houston thing, it just feels like that is something that's not going to get done because of, like, money-wise,
Yeah.
That's what it feels like at this point, because if it wasn't that, the deal would have been done by now.
Exactly. That's how I think.
Right.
Like,
right.
Why has it? Because he was here for a visit, April? We're like, oh, well, once the comp picks go away, he'll be a Raven. We're about almost a month away from the comp picks not mattering.
Right. And you saw what happened with Alejandro Villanueva. As soon as the comp picks didn't count, what happened?
Sign. Sealed, signed, official.
Yeah. So that's not going to happen. The whole Justin Houston thing, at least it doesn't look like it. But what other options are there for veteran pass rush that we can bring in? It's gonna
Olivier Vernon.
Olivier
And he
Vernon.
would be cheap because he's coming off an ACL injury. But outside
Yeah,
of that, Kerrigan went to the Eagles. Like I said, Melvin Ingram was in Miami. Looks like he'll be going to Miami.
yeah,
Who else is out there?
yeah. I mean, it's really nobody. Honestly, like I think some of you guys in the chat. I see some of you guys in the chat talking about Gus Edwards. Fastlane says trade Gus Edwards for an edge rusher. Now, I would think you would get a pretty good edge rusher for Gus Edwards and maybe a little bit more value. But nah, man, we cannot trade Gus. We got to hold on to him for now. Give him one more season.
I think what makes them so good is that they feed off of each other. Like most running back, look at Ezekiel Elliott. He was the lead dog for how many years, and look what happened. He just fell off. It's just the wear and tear on running backs.
Yeah,
Gus, we're coming into his fourth year in the NFL as an undrafted free agent. He's still going strong. It's because they don't play those men. They don't play all those plays.
right.
J.K. and Gus is that would extend both of their careers.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Let's see. Travis Dial also chimes in and says, I would love Julio Jones. I'm just nervous that bringing in Julio stumps the growth of Duvernay, Boykin, and Prochet. Yeah, man, it does, but we have to think about
it's
it this
Julio.
way.
It's not like
Yeah, we have to think about it this way. Do we want, these guys in Duvernay, Boykin, and Prochet to hit their stride in 2 or 3 years, or do we want production right now while Lamar is cheap and we can go ahead and try to win a Super Bowl with the rest of the roster getting paid? I think we need that production now. So
yeah,
I'm taking Julio over waiting, a couple years for Duvernay, Boykin, and Prochet to really develop into what they can
yeah.
really be. So,
I'm there with you. Why are we banking on potential?
yeah.
Sorry, I think we're too good of a team to be doing that. And just think about it. I lost my train of thought. I had something in my head.
Yeah. It's all good.
But
It's all good, man.
yeah,
We got a super chat donation coming in from the Joker 811 says, "Hey, what's good, fellas? Just showing some love. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man, for the donation." All right. Christopher Swain says he disagrees with us. He says, "I don't think it would stunt his growth. Julio would help develop them, I think. And don't forget about their coaches, Keith Williams and T. Martin." Yeah, I mean, you saw what kind of happened last year when we brought in Dez Bryant. It seemed like some of those
Boykin stepped
receivers, Boykin stepped up. They benefited from that veteran presence in the locker room. So, I mean, Christopher Swain, he could have a point here. He could have a point. But I feel like he wouldn't develop them to the point where, like, they're all-star receivers and they're, like,
No.
immediate impact game breakers. At least not that soon. So, yeah.
And as much as I want to trust like Prochet and Duvernay, they haven't shown me enough. And I get that's on the coaches too, but I'm taking Julio,
Right.
just because of what we know he can do.
Yeah.
And that's simple as like biggest game of his career. What do you do? Should have won the Falcons a Super Bowl. That's a whole different
Right.
story for a whole different show. But I just think him coming in, just that game against the Bills would have went a lot different if he played for us. He would have
Yeah.
he wouldn't have dropped some of those passes, and he would have helped out playoff Hollywood, which is a real thing, which is crazy, and it could have given us a chance to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Moolah Boy Quan. What's up, man? He says, "Would you rather listen to Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Brown's music? If you value your ears and brain cells, you better listen to Le'Veon."
How about neither? Can we do
I
that?
don't think I've listened to either their music, but
Antonio Brown's is pretty bad. It's pretty
Really?
bad. Yeah.
all right. Pretty Boy Suave says, "We would be a laughing stock if we don't get a Super Bowl with Julio and lose the first round again." Yeah,
We
man.
didn't lose in the first round last. Getting past divisional round, we have to get past
Yeah.
that. I like to say, if we get Julio, we got to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. The league is not going to give the Baltimore Ravens any respect until there's going to be two dates, two different time periods in next season where the Ravens are going to be judged by media and the rest of the world on whether or not we're going to actually respect this team. And that's week 2 against the Chiefs.
Okay.
If we win that game, the rest of the league will respect us for the rest of the year and we'll be on our high horse. If we lose that game, nobody's going to respect us or take us seriously for the rest of the season. Even if we win out, even if we keep winning games, they're going to be like,
If we
okay,
go
but they can't
15-1.
beat Kansas City.
We can go 16-1. I'm sorry, 16-1.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, well, who they lose to? The same team they haven't beat the past 3 years.
Exactly. That's what they're going to say. So it's either going to be week 2 is going to be our make or break point in the season, and then there's going to be in the playoffs as well. If we do make the playoffs, then
I was thinking the
that's when
Browns
we can
game
get our
too is up
respect.
there too.
Browns game, yeah. I think we're still supposed to beat the Browns. I feel like we'd still be favorites to beat the Browns.
I think it's one. I think we should be favored the first game. The second game, if the Browns do not win, they're even more poverty than we thought because you have a whole bye week to study what
Yeah.
we did and you play us.
Yeah. Let's see. So we have our guy Pix3X TV in the building. What's up, man? Also, Don C in the building says, "What's up, Sutton?"
Welcome,
And Alex
Don.
almost missed it. Welcome. Thank you for joining
Thank
the
you, Don.
stream. And our guy KLA Sports is here as well.
Yes.
And big shout out to my guy KLA Sports for graduating high school. And
Oh,
getting into college,
congrats.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Congrats. I didn't know that.
absolutely.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, big shout out to
Big,
KLA
big
Sports, man. All right, let's see. Kyla Randall says, even if we don't get Julio Jones, do you think we will still be good to win 14 or more games?
I got 13. I think 13 should, honestly, 11 should be the floor. 14, 15 should be the ceiling.
Yeah,
We talked about this in our, but I mean, 14 is definitely doable.
yeah. All right, let's see. I see you guys saying Gus Edwards' music is fire.
Yeah.
Gotta listen to
That
Gusto a
Gusto.
little bit more. Yeah, I know he just dropped some new stuff, right? Like not too
Yeah.
long ago. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Shout out to Gusto. Shout out to Gus Edwards, man. We gotta support him all the way. Make sure you guys go download his new stuff. Let's see. Adit Mahmood says Duvernay a third, fourth for Julio. When Lamar, Mark, Hollywood get their extensions, there will be less room for signing a large rookie class.
If that's all it takes, I'm signing it up. 100%. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Let me see. Let's see. Ryan says he just graduated Saturday too. Shout out
Congrats,
to you,
Ryan.
Congrats,
Oh,
man.
man, everybody can
Yeah.
love to see it.
Success. More success. More prosperity. We love it. All
Some
right.
fresh from success.
Chris Swain, he disagrees. He says, I don't think week two will make or break the season. It will be a test. But ever since week 2, Wink and Harbaugh said the Chiefs made us change some things in our defense. Yeah, man. It's always like a temperature check for when you play the Chiefs early in the season, man. Because
I
you
just
kind
wish
of
it was mid-season when we're in our groove.
in our stride. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But yeah. Taquan Christian in the house says, yo, what's up, Rain Gang, Alex and Sutton?
Taquan?
What's up,
How's it
Taquan?
going, bro?
Thank you for joining the live stream. If you are just joining the live stream, make sure you like the video. I don't even think we've mentioned that
haven't?
yet. We haven't. Yeah, just go ahead and make sure you like the video, guys. Also, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel because we got a whole lot of more content coming your way over the next couple of months. We know it's the off season, but we got stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about some basketball later too, so make sure you stick around from that. But yeah, Julio Jones talk is heating up. Today is May 31st. Happy Memorial Day, guys. June 1st is tomorrow, which means that we may be getting news tomorrow about Julio Jones. And like my guy Alex said, if we do get some news, if the Ravens were to go out and make that big splash and trade for Julio Jones, we are going live on this channel tomorrow. You can book that. But that's kind of far-fetched. I mean, that's not going to happen realistically, right?
I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe
You
EDT
never know.
knows. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. But hope so.
Maybe. All right. So let's go ahead and move on from the whole Julio Jones speculation and everything like that. We'll continue to monitor that and see how that story develops.
We can get some news tonight, for all we know.
Yeah.
News always
You never
breaks
know.
when we're live. So
I know, right? It always does. Let's go ahead and move on to some news that we actually got last week, and we actually didn't get to talk about this, but it has been made official that Bradley Bozeman is moving to center. It will be playing center for the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, man, this was honestly some great news. It was refreshing news.
You think
to me.
so?
I thought it was good news. I did.
Okay.
Because we kind of knew that it was going to happen. But like now that it's like set in stone and we can kind of step back and just take a look at our entire offensive line, you can kind of breathe a little bit easier, can't you? You know?
There's no more question marks. The only question mark is left guard. That's the only question mark on the line, which is actually beautiful. Lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you hate it?
Yeah, I mean, this... yeah, I mean, you definitely can't hate that at all. Let's see. Here, we have a quick question that's coming in from Jason Ridley. Real quick, he says, off topic, but do you guys know what MSJ stands for? It's a high school in Maryland, obviously. He said he was asking us that question.
Yeah, I know what it is.
You do?
Not say Joe. Yeah, Mount St. Joe's.
Oh, okay, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I just saw
yeah.
that in the chat. Wanted to bring it up real quick. But yeah, man, when you get to take a step back and look at our offensive line, like you said, there's no big questions. There's no like really big holes that we need to fill at this point because we kind of addressed everything, and which is good. We have our protection. We have more
Yep.
weapons with Lamar now, or for Lamar. So it's looking good. Things are looking up. But what did you think, like in its totality, about this news?
I'm surprised they said it so early. I mean, it was all speculation. I was expecting like first preseason game we see him line up at center. But the fact that they said it so early, I'm cool with it. It means that he's practicing. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but he is, snapping the ball to Lamar, and they aren't going up here, over here, over here. They're going straight
Yes.
to his hands. I know that's
Yes.
just it's practice. I get it, but when they will be playing these practice scrimmage games, he'll be blocking Brandon Williams. He'll be blocking Justin Madubuike. He'll be blocking Derek Wolf, Calais Campbell,
Right.
and as long as he hits the target, unless he's playing Aaron Donald, I don't think we should have any worries because there are some fearsome guys coming at him, and if he's just hitting Lamar on the hands, no errant snaps, there will be once in a while we get that, but not what we have been accustomed to. There should be nothing to worry about. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, that's probably the best news that we got last week, man. It's just Bradley Bozeman playing center, just watching him, in practice, like you were saying, and it is just practice, but seeing those just consistent, just competent snaps, so Lamar doesn't have to deal with, okay, when the ball, on top of having to remember the play, on top of having to remember who his first read is going to be, on top of having to read the defense, he has to actually think to himself before every player. He had to last season. Okay, this snap is coming and out the shotgun, out the gun, because we don't run anything under center. I don't know which
the
way the
mistake.
snap is going to go. Exactly. Which is a mistake, but that's a whole different story for another episode. But he did not know consistently where the snap was going to be. Was it going to go far left? Was it going to go over my head? Is it going to go to the
He
right?
made some of the best catches last year on the whole team.
Exactly.
He was jumping up catch. It was terrible.
Making one-handed grabs. Like, he looked like Odell out there. Lamar did.
Oh,
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, yeah. But just having those consistent, competent snaps, it's going to work tremendously for our offense, man,
Wonders.
because our offense is predicated on execution. Everything has to go right. And what I always say on this podcast, every play starts with the center. Every play starts with the center. So if you get that position down pat and you don't have to worry about snaps going each and every way, north, south, west, and east, that's very good because we're going to be able to execute our plays at a higher clip and with more efficiency. So I love the move all around. Love it.
And is it a coincidence that the games where we had the errant snaps we lost? Absolutely not.
No.
The Patriots game, the Bills game. I get there was bad weather, but some of those snaps were terrible. And I get it's hard to be a center. I get it. But just do it under, I guess. Don't try to over snap him because that just makes it even harder. I'd rather see him, if it gets in the dirt, you can just fall on it. And the Colts game, too. The Colts game, we were in a dome. We were in a dome, and we were still having bad snaps. How does that happen?
Excuse, yeah. And I know it was like his finger. There's finger issues. But you have
That
to
might
have
be on the
good
that could be
snaps,
on the coaches, too.
Could be, yeah. And I don't know why we kept running plays out of the gun in that New England game when it was like pouring down raining either. Didn't really make too much sense while we're, trying to snap the ball in a monsoon.
It's like we don't have any plays under center. Just
Shotgun and a
Pistol.
monsoon.
I don't get it.
Pistol. I'm just thinking about that. You think about how dumb that sounds? Like, it's pouring down raining. The wind is whipping every which way. And you decide to start every play.
It's a literal monsoon.
Monsoon.
It's not like a shower. It's not a drizzle. It's a damn monsoon.
Man. The more I think about that, it's just that game was just
Greg
my
Roman
God,
is
that game was
public
horrible.
enemy number one.
Yeah, that's when we really started to like call for Greg Roman's head.
Yeah.
I think it was that Patriots game, but we'll see what he can do this year though. But yeah, man, just those good snaps, man. They're gonna make, because it's precious seconds for Lamar, precious like milliseconds. When you don't have to worry about the snaps going each and every way, you can kind of focus more on the play and what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And that's gonna work wonders for Lamar, and we'll see the results from that too. I think Lamar's gonna have over 30 touchdowns this season, and I think
I'm in agreement.
Pro Football Focus predicted him to have like 26 or 27. I'm like,
Phony
nah.
Football Focus.
Yeah.
Word to Rush. Yeah. I know I saw him tweet about that.
Right.
What's with the J.K. Dobbins disrespect? What has he done to somebody at PFF?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess they just haven't watched enough of him, but they'll
They haven't
see. They'll
watched
see.
football. And did you see their middle linebacker rankings by any chance?
I did not.
They had Devin White as the 25th best middle linebacker in the league.
25th best.
Yes.
What are we talking about here?
It was bad. It
Yeah, I'm
was
gonna have
bad.
to check that. I'm gonna phony football
Yeah.
focus. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
let's see. Yeah, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here about the Bradley Bozeman move. Let's see. Christopher Swain says, I'm cool with it too. This will give him plenty of time to get the muscle memory back and get that practice in. And this early, yeah, we'll be straight. Plus, he was a
yeah.
center in
It's May.
Alabama.
It's May. I mean, June, July, August.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Plenty of
preseason
time.
is big too. I mean, he can
Yeah.
fix up some things. I'm cool with it. Perfect.
Absolutely.
It's like a normal off season.
Right. KLA Sports follows that up, says Bozeman has experience and a full offseason to switch. I'm fine with it. Also, we shouldn't be doing shotgun the whole game. Change it up, G-Ro. Absolutely.
We've been trying to say it.
Yeah.
It's so predictable.
Christopher Swain follows that up. He says that wastes time as well. Now he has to catch the ball and get it into both hands, then take his steps, then look down the field. That shaves off seconds off a potential touchdown, first down, etc. That's exactly what I was saying, Christopher Swain. Those
And guess what,
precious
Chris?
seconds. Yeah.
We'll be lining up with about 5 seconds on the play clock too.
Yeah.
It makes it's even faster. So if there's honestly something I really want to see, it's us getting to the line of scrimmage with about 10 to 15 seconds on the play clock
Right.
and under center. I mean, I think that could just do wonders for us.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Moolah Boy Kwan says Pro Football Focus is a Browns fan base, probably. That's funny. That's funny. All right. Let's see what else you guys have in here. John James says, Rain Gang, what's up? Y'all are so right. I was so mad at the coordinator for not making adjustments. Snapping that game, I was pissed. Yes, as were
I think we all are pissed.
we were all very pissed that night. All right. So, let's see. Pretty Boy Suave says, if the Ravens win a Super Bowl, you guys should make a song for your intro. What do you think?
Man, I just want us to please let's get the Super Bowl. It'd be wonderful.
Yeah,
The hype for
let's get
that
to the
would
Super
go
Bowl.
crazy.
Oh my goodness, man! Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I just found the tweet that I made from the last Ravens Super Bowl that we won.
For real?
Yeah, I quoted it the other day, and like I tweeted about it. I was like, man, I really want to be able to tweet this again. I really do.
February
So,
3rd, 2013.
February
Remember that
3rd,
day? Like,
2013. Yep. That was back before it was the Ravens flock. It was just Ravens Nation.
oh man, I remember that.
Yep. But all right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next topic of the night.
Yes.
And Pop Fiend throws in a little perfect transition there.
Thank you,
Says,
Pop.
smash that like button. Absolutely. Thank you, Pop. We appreciate you, man. Real quick, Click One actually says he wants Cologne Castillos as center over Bozeman.
I want to see him in the preseason. I want to see what he can do.
TCC. Yes, sir.
Because honestly, don't want it to happen. Knock on wood. If there was an injury at left guard, we could move Bozeman at left guard and then Castillo at center. That's if something were to happen. I hope it doesn't, but always good to have a backup plan.
Always. Contingency planning for the win. But all right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. Our next topic is talking about leadership. Leadership on the Ravens.
Yes.
Who are our current leaders on the squad and the roster? And who do you think needs to step up and be a leader in order for the Ravens to be even more successful? So I'm going to start with you, Alex, but I want you guys in the chat to kind of let me know first, who are our current like vocal leaders on the Ravens? And then also, who do you think needs to step up and be a leader in order for the Ravens to succeed? What do you think about that, Alex?
I think Calais Campbell, 100%. Mark Ingram lost him. I mean, defense-wise, I can say Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
Definitely go with him. Brandon Williams, for sure. Chuck Clark. Pernell McPhee.
Yeah.
But can you notice something? They're all on the defense.
Yeah.
What about the offense?
Offense, you think about it, Lamar, no, not really. He leads by example. Dobbins was a rookie. Edwards is kind of, stay quiet and just eat. Um,
Mark Andrews only.
Receivers, Mark Andrews doesn't really,
Maybe Watkins could. Maybe
maybe Sammy Watkins, but I feel
Julio
like Sammy
Jones could.
Watkins. Julio definitely could. Julio definitely could. But I feel like Sammy Watkins is here to more so just kind of, he's just kind of happy to be here. He's here to take part. I don't think he's really trying to take over this whole receiving core and make it his own, and just kind of make it his team. But I don't know. But in terms of who should step up though, because like you said, it's all defensive players that we mentioned. So somebody from the offense has to kind of step up to kind of rally the troops when things aren't going their way, right?
Yeah, you would think that, and it's crazy because they had some press interviews last week,
Yeah.
and a certain 8 Ball said that they want to be more of a leader this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And as you guys know, I mean, 8, Lamar Jackson, man. John James says it here. Lamar for sure needs to step up vocally. Now, I think that's the obvious answer, but let's ask ourselves this. Why? Why does Lamar need to be a vocal leader when he already leads in so many other ways? He leads by example. He leaves the game in the third quarter and says, "Hey, I'll be right back, guys." Comes back in the fourth quarter when our back is up against the wall, and he just goes out there and throws a touchdown. He does stuff like that to kind of lead by example. He's not the best vocal leader, but why does Lamar need to step up and be a vocal leader or more of a vocal leader,
Yeah.
Alex?
I'll go back to last year, the Titans game. A report came out that they had their big Zoom call before the game that Saturday, I believe, played on a Sunday. And Lamar said they weren't losing. He was the only one talking. We just don't see that side of Lamar, I think.
Yeah.
I think we don't see, we all know Ray Lewis would get in the middle of the circle. We don't see that from him. Only time he did that was the Titans game in the regular season that we lost.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even like a hype. It was kind of just letting it be known. I think if he's a leader more and we don't see it and we see, him kind of on the sideline, I'm cool with that. I don't need him to be the guy hyping the team up in the middle. That's what Pernell McPhee is for. I'm cool with that. But if he can just lead that offense, I'm 100% happy with it.
Yeah. If he can lead the offense, that would be great. I just think that Lamar, and Cam Neal says here, Lamar moves in silence, and that's fine. He also says the fans don't need to see it as long as the team sees it and follows. That's true too. But I would like to see, just because think about it this way, guys. This is Lamar Jackson's team. Okay.
It's
like it is. We're about to pay him that big bag of money like it is his team. So
well deserved.
Well deserved. Yeah, absolutely well deserved. But it's his team. And I think certain fans, me included, would like to see Lamar take over. That's his, that the Baltimore Ravens is his football team, and kind of realize that he is the guy. He's got to be the guy, to kind of rally the troops and get things going when things aren't really going the right way, not to get frustrated and things like that when things aren't going our way. I think if he can kind of be that guy, kind of be like that cool hand Lamar type guy, we can go very far. You got to think about guys like the GOAT. Think about Tom Brady. Take him, for example.
Yeah.
When you talk about just knowing how to lead a group of men into battle and just knowing the ins and outs, of course, Tom Brady has way, way more experience than Lamar Jackson. We get that. But Tom Brady, he takes his team and he owns it. He kind of lets guys know what's what. He hypes guys up, that sort of thing, man. He gets in their face. Lamar Jackson, he could definitely be that type of guy. I just think he's not comfortable all the way doing that because he's so young, because it's only this is his 4th season in the league. He may not feel all the way comfortable taking over. But now, like he said in the press conference last week, that's what he wants to do. He realizes that is something that he needs to do in order to lead this team. Because just like Lamar Jackson, there's a lot of other young talent on that offense. Somebody's got to lead.
They do. And when we think of quarterback leaders, I put out a tweet today that said, all this hating on my quarterback one, but I still love him. I wouldn't take anybody over him. But I think of guys like Patrick Mahomes. In the Super Bowl, he said they're going to remember this forever. This past offseason, the past playoffs, against the Bills, McCole Hardman fumbled. He had like the jacket over his head. Like Mahomes took that off and said, "You're fine. We're going to get you." What did they do? Like next drive, McCole Hardman had like a 60-yard play. That's what leaders do. I know that we see that sometimes, but it's just a simple like just not even being vocal, just kind of just going and talking to him. That's a leader right there.
But Lamar, is interesting you bring that up because Lamar has shown flashes of that. We saw more of
Oh
it
yeah,
in the MVP season. Remember?
I was thinking this
There,
past against the Titans, but what were you gonna?
yeah. Well, I was gonna bring up. Remember the. I think it was the Rams game. It was the Rams game when I think we had just scored and Lamar was on
Hmm.
the sideline. He was talking to the
Oh
defense. He was
yeah,
like, "Hey, get us the ball back. We want to score again."
yeah.
And Brandon Williams was like, "You want to get the ball back? Cool."
That
And they
was on
went out and they
wire,
did
on
it.
wire. And then he
Yeah,
was
it
like
was
a
on
zero
wire.
zero at halftime. We were up like 28-3.
Yeah. So I mean, Lamar, he has it in him. We've seen it. We've seen it. You were gonna bring up an instance from last year, right?
Both games.
Yeah.
The game against the Titans, Malcolm Butler. I'm not gonna curse, but remember when Mark Andrews had the touchdown, and what did
Yeah.
Lamar do? He hit him
Oh,
with
he
his
bumped
shoulder
him.
pad,
Yeah.
and then in the playoff game, Malcolm Butler flipped off Lamar. He said bet, and then what did he do? He just runs on him. I just think
Yeah.
of stuff like that, or then even the leader part of he finished the game, he iced it off, stays in bounds, and points. I think it was Adoree Jackson or Kevin Byard pointed at them
Right.
and stayed in bounds. That's what leader does.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen flashes of it, but there's more of it. I just think that we don't see as fans, and that's cool. I don't need to. I mean,
You
this
know,
is just a talking point.
Yeah, honestly. And I think that here's the reason why I think that Lamar Jackson will step up and be even more of a leader this year. I think that Lamar Jackson feeds off of the electricity of the fans. I do.
I have to agree with
And
that.
and having the fans back, I feel like he's going to be more
Oh my
electric. He's going to be more hyped up, and we're going to
bro.
see a lot more of that, man. I'm
And,
so excited.
and if the fans are there,
Yeah.
if they were there the whole season, we're beating the Titans at home. I'm sorry. After Deshaun Elliott laid out Derrick Henry, that crowd would have been electric. And
Ooh,
just the fans have, and we beat the Titans in Tennessee with fans there. They came here
yeah.
and played. There was no fans. They had the
Right.
momentum, and
Yeah.
we battled it. You know. So
Exactly.
I just know the first game is going to be electric, and it's going to be against Kansas City, week 2, home opener,
Mm.
Sunday Night Football.
Home opener. Oh, that is the home opener. We can't lose that, man. We can't lose the
Right,
home
we
opener to
can't,
the
and we come
Chico.
on.
We can't do that, man. That'd be embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Zeke Hokage in the house says, "Rain Gang, what's good?
What's
What's
up,
up,
bro?
Zeke? How you doing, man?" We also got our guy Ramey, my
Real quick,
Ramey, in the
can we get
house.
some congrats for Ramey? He also just graduated this past week, so
Yes,
congrats to you.
yes. Big shout outs. Absolutely. Big shout out to Hoodie Ramey graduating, going on to bigger and better things.
Yes.
Congratulations, bro. You deserve it, man. Also, speaking of Ramey, me, you, and Ramey
Uh
last
oh.
week.
Oh.
I know we talked about getting on some Call of Duty Warzone, but me, Alex, and Ramey, we all hopped on. We played a little bit of trios, and our first game, our very first game, y'all know we had to take home the W. So
We
big
ate one.
shout out to Hoodie Ramey,
Yes.
Simply AS10, and myself for just being that trio, man. We got to get back
Love it.
together, man. We
Gotta run
was
that
we was yeah, we were killing it. But yeah, big shout out to Ramey. We appreciate you for joining the live stream. Let's see what else we have from you guys here on the topic at hand. I see lots of congrats. Yes, well deserved. Let's see. Joshua Brown has a question for us here that I've seen him put in here a few times. He says, "Simply or Sutton, which quarterback would you take, 2019 Lamar or 2015 Cam Newton?" Appreciate y'all and love y'all stream, man. Trust. Thank you so much, Josh. We appreciate you,
Thank you, bro.
your question, and just for you supporting the stream, man. We appreciate you.
This is a good one. I think
Yeah, this is a
this
good
a
question.
lot. I mean, stat wise, Lamar was better, but Cam went further. That's all that matters. I mean, people don't care about the stats if you win the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't talk about Peyton Manning's absolute terrible Super Bowl against Cam. He was terrible. Still got the ring. Doesn't matter, you know.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah,
I'm just
man.
go as far as Cam made. I mean, you can't. But Lamar was.
I'm
It's hard.
It is a tough one. It definitely is a tough one. But for my money, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. I just feel like he gives you that much more of an edge when it comes to playmaking ability. When it comes to like the pocket breaking down, when it comes to there's no way out, the play is completely broken down, find a way to make it work. Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
is that guy. And for me, I mean, that's what you need in today's NFL. You need guys who can go off script. And that's not to say Cam Newton can't, but I've seen Lamar Jackson do it at a higher clip and just a higher level, honestly. Just completely back up against the wall, dead to rights, and he still finds a way to get a first down or get a
3rd and 9.
touchdown out of it.
Yeah,
Like Cam Newton's not taking that 3rd and 9 against the Titans to the house. He's not doing that with his legs. No, I'm sorry. I'm taking Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And speaking of this, I don't know if you follow Johnny Manziel on Twitter. He was talking about like the top college quarterbacks of all time. He put Cam at number 1 and Tebow at number 2. How do you feel about that?
Top college QBs all time. I mean, I can't disagree.
Yeah,
it's kind of tough, but I don't know.
I'll put Manziel up there too. Good. Manziel was fun to watch.
Johnny football.
A&M.
Yeah.
We need some more college football like that. Just shootouts.
Yeah. Let's see. Void says Cam was scared to fall on the football. Give me Lamar in the Super Bowl at that.
Yeah. And it was weird because I forget, was it like a 3rd down? Because they were down by like a score. The game wasn't out of the hands.
Right.
But I think if they give the ball up, if he tackles him, they get 3 out of it. It's 2-possession game. Game was kind of over, but you still want to put the ball. I mean, you had Luke Kuechly in his. Luke Kuechly was never out of his prime. Let's be honest. So with him, anything could happen.
Yeah, you're right about that. But just kind of getting back to what we were saying about the whole Lamar stepping up into the leadership role. I saw somebody bring up Joe Flacco.
Okay.
Now, Joe Flacco wasn't necessarily the most vocal leader. Now, every now and again, he could get the guys fired up.
Hey, he said if they were to take back that punt return, 50 punt return in the Super Bowl, he was running on the field and tackling.
He was going to go and tackle, yeah. He was telling everybody, if he just if he breaks one, just run on the field and tackle him. I don't know what the rule is, but like, let's just do that.
Think about it. It's smart because nobody really knew the rule. Yeah. What are you going to say? Redo it?
Right.
They get the ball from there, one play. Okay, go ahead. It was smart from Flacco.
You're right. When you think about it that way, it's like, do they like count it as like a goaltending in basketball? Like, he would have scored. So
now we know. Points. Like, okay, but then again, like, look at Daniel Jones. He tripped and fell. You can't really call it it's weird, but at the time, it was smart from Flacco.
You're right about that. Real quick, big shout out to our guy Engraven Videos in the house as well. Big shout out to Engraven. Thank you for joining the stream, man. We appreciate you. But yeah, man, Flacco wasn't the biggest vocal leader or anything like that. So why does Lamar need to be? I think it's because Lamar, he's leading a very, very, very young offense, and I know he's young himself. A different team altogether, different culture, everything like that. So yeah, man, if he can step up and be a vocal leader this year, that's going to pay dividends for the Ravens offense, man. And like I said, I think he can do that, and it'll be even more, prevalent this season because we do get the fans back, and he will be able to feed off of their electricity. So, yeah. All right. So, I think that was all we had for that. So I think we're going to go ahead and get into our question segment a little bit early tonight. Yeah, actually, right after we, let's talk about, you've been watching NBA playoffs?
I've been watching a little bit, certain teams I have.
Okay.
I mean, I know your team's playing right now.
My team is playing right now. I got some bad news like 20, 30 minutes ago that Joel Embiid was out for the rest of the game with a knee injury. That's not good news.
I see they're down by 10 right now, started the fourth quarter.
Yeah, man, Embiid's not coming back either, so we might lose that game. Hopefully we win in 5. But let's see. Real quick, I guess we can mix in some of our basketball talk with some of our questions too.
Yeah, we can do that.
So if you do have any questions about NBA playoffs and basketball and stuff like that, feel free to leave those down there. With that being said, this is our official Rain Gang Q&A segment of the show, where you down below, you watching, yes, you can ask me and Alex any question that you want. It doesn't even have to be about Ravens. It doesn't have to be about football. It doesn't have to be about sports even. It could be about anything, literally anything. So make sure you guys go ahead and leave your questions in the live chat. If you are part of the hashtag replay gang, we appreciate you. And make sure you leave your questions down below in the comments. But everybody, make sure you stop what you're doing right now and like the video if you have not already. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, which is right here. And also follow us on Instagram as well at the Purple Rain Podcast. You can see our @ handle right there or right above me here.
Scan the code.
You can use your phone, scan the code. It'll take you right to our Instagram page. So we're going to go ahead and kick off our Rain Gang questions and answer segment with our guy Engraven Videos. He says, who was the Chiefs' vocal leader 2 years ago?
Mahomes was one of them. Kelsey was up there. Defense, Tyrann
Yes.
Mathieu. Honey Badger.
He
100%.
was up there too. Yeah. Yeah, he
Stone
was.
Cold Chris Jones. And did they have Frank
Yes.
Clark? Not sure if Frank Clark was on that. I think he was on that team. Frank Clark was.
I think he would. Yeah, but I think it was definitely Mahomes. And it's interesting that you say that because that was Mahomes at a very young age. You know, of course, Mahomes is still young, but you can see the importance of your quarterback stepping up and being a vocal leader, especially in the Super Bowl. Especially in,
And speaking of the Chiefs, did you hear what Alex Smith said by any chance?
what did he say?
So they were asking about like Aaron Rodgers. The Chiefs checked with Alex Smith. They're like, "Are you cool if we draft Patrick Mahomes?" Like, they kind of told him their plans.
Yeah.
Packers didn't do that. He was just kind of saying like the treatment of Rodgers has been super unfair. He was interviewed by somebody. It was a really, really cool interview. Like it just kind of like gave you some perspective on how dirty the Packers have done Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, man. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he deserves to kind of step up and kind of air his grievances because, I mean, it's not right. If you feel like you're being treated unfairly, you've done so much for that franchise, then you should definitely speak up. So let's see. Moving on to our next question, though. Let's see what else we have here from you guys. We have a super chat donation coming in from NFL Productions. He says,
Thank
"What
you.
time did this start? Because I'm late as always. This started at about
8:20, 8:25.
Yeah, but nonetheless, we appreciate you for your donation, NFL Productions, and for joining the stream tonight. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next question. This one is going to come from our guy Void. Our guy
Okay.
Void. He says, would you go head up against a team with Ray and Willis, Dawkins and Taylor, or Randall and Lawrence?
Oh boy.
Ray,
How about none of them?
Willis, Ryan Dawkins, Lawrence Taylor.
I kind of want to say Randall and Lawrence, but I know Lawrence would be up off of coke and just absolutely take my helmet off when he hit me. Ray Lewis would literally just knock my head off, and Patrick Willis would, and Dawkins and Taylor would literally kill somebody on the field.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation. Definitely a
I'm
lose-lose.
not even sure.
I think I'm gonna just
Randall and Lawrence
Randall
would just
and
stay
Lawrence.
as far away as I can from them.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. But let's see. Next question coming from Joshua Brown says, Who do y'all think is winning the NBA Finals? I got the Nets. You know, Josh, I got the Nets too. I gotta agree, and I'm wearing my Sixers jersey. You know what I mean? Like, I hope we go all the way. But you see what happened tonight. Embiid is hurt again. I don't think the Lakers are going. I think that if AD cannot stay healthy, I don't see LeBron doing it on his own. They might not even beat the Suns. But the Nets, man, they've just got way too much firepower. It should be illegal what they're doing right now because they can literally go out there and play Kyrie Irving alongside Kevin Durant and let them run up a score on a team and then let them rest for a little bit and then just bring James Harden in, let him run some ISO ball and cook the other team's defense to keep them ahead. So I just really think at the end of the day, the Nets are going to be too much to handle for whoever they see in the finals. And I definitely think they're going to make the finals. So yeah, I've got the Nets.
Did you see the crazy stat? Like one person on their roster was drafted by them. One player was drafted by the Nets. That's on the team right now.
Oh God,
that's insanity.
You talk about, like we were talking about before, like teams going out and stockpiling, getting all these weapons and making a foolproof team. It's happening in other leagues too. You know, it's happening in other leagues. So this is kind of the way sports are going.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to our next question here. We have another super chat donation coming in from our guy Darius the Official again. Big shout out to you, my guy. We appreciate you. He says, I got the Hawks in 5 and Trae Young getting one over on the Knicks crowd. Randall don't got that dog in him like he did before. P.S. AD is made of glass. Some will call him a Disney.
Oh, I didn't say it. It ain't me. It ain't. I'm not like that Drewski meme.
Hey, but yeah, man, Hawks in 5 and Trae Young getting over on the Knicks crowd. Yeah, I definitely think the Hawks are gonna take that one.
I'm rooting for just Derrick Rose at this point. Like as a Bulls fan, it's hard not to.
You don't like Trae Young?
I do, but I love Derrick Rose is kind of why I was a Bulls fan. One of the reasons too.
Okay.
So
So you root for
kind of
him.
sucks.
Yeah, man.
But I
Derrick
think the
Rose,
Hawks are
he's
gonna win.
still really good. Definitely think the Hawks are gonna win that one, man. The Hawks, they look good. They look good. Like Trae Young, he's like a baby. He's like a poor man Steph Curry. You know, he is. That's not to say Trae Young is like bad or anything like that. He's really really good. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Honestly. But yeah. So all
Did
right,
you hear
let's
about the
go
new
ahead.
nickname for the Heat?
No.
The Bubble Guppies.
Oh no, not the bubble guppies. That's hilarious. Why y'all have to do the Heat like that, man?
Cause I
All
don't.
right. Let's see. KLA Sports comes in with a question. He says, which source is more reliable? Pro Football Focus or KLA Sports? I think KLA Sports because they don't make outrageous takes and are pretty accurate on their takes. Should check them out. Yeah, I'm going to go with KLA Sports over Phony Football Focus any day. Make sure you guys check out KLA Sports. All right. Let's see. Christopher Swain says, what were some of y'all's nicknames in high school? Nicknames in
Alex.
high school, Alex.
That was just
See,
called that.
yeah, Alex. I mean, my whole life, my nickname has always been Izzy. That's actually my nickname. That's what everybody that I know calls me, not Sutton. They call me Izzy.
Yeah.
So that is like my nickname. You guys are actually the only ones who call me Sutton, but I like that because it's like it's different. We're all a family, Big shout out to the Rain Gang. I appreciate you guys. Let's see if we have any more questions here. Bruh chimes in with a question. He says, if you could have any Ravens player all time to join this team right now in their primes, who would it be? I think this is a great question.
See, as much as I want to say Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, I'm thinking Terrell Suggs.
Really? Explain.
I think his presence on the edge right now, as a playmaker, he drop into coverage, could get sacks. I really want to say Reed and Lewis, but I kind of want to go with something different. That's why I'm feeling Suggs.
Yeah.
I mean, I was maybe thinking maybe a Chris McAllister to even make that secondary even more lockdown, because that would be nasty. But I'm gonna go with Suggs just because that's our biggest need right now, is edge.
You really can't go wrong with either Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, or Ed Reed. You get any one of those three guys in their prime on the team we have right now, Super Bowl. I'm telling you. Because you put Ed Reed in that secondary, just kind of roaming around, baiting Patrick Mahomes, baiting Baker Mayfield, baiting Josh Allen.
If he baited Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, he's baiting anybody in the league right now.
He's baiting anybody, anyone. So I don't know. I might take Ed Reed just so we could have some protection, kind of like a safety net back there, But I would probably go Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, and then Terrell Suggs in that order. And the only reason I'm taking Ray Lewis over T Sizzle is because Ray Lewis is
he can do it all,
man. He can do it all. What were you about to say though?
I like what Casper said. He would say Nada and Void, Ogden or Yonda. Those three, you really can't go wrong with any of them. Nada would just make that run stuff even nastier.
Yeah.
And he would break Ben's nose again.
You can make a great argument for Marshall Yonda because the last time we did have Marshall Yonda, we went 14-2.
Yep.
And we're the number 1 seed. So hey,
and he was the only one on that line that actually played well against the Titans. Everybody else was awful.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next question. Void says, is Greg Popovich the best coach in basketball? Oh man, I think as of right now, because it changes. It kind of changes hand.
I don't even know most
year.
of the coaches, so I'm out on this.
Yeah, me. I don't know all the coaches right now, but
I used to know all of them.
I would probably say either Phoenix's coach or Utah's coach as well, because they've turned those franchises around. And I'm not sure if their names are escaping me right now, but one of those two teams, Greg Popovich.
The Suns turned around in the bubble last year. They went undefeated. They should have been in the playoffs, to be honest, last year. So
let's see. We'll take a couple more questions here from you guys. Chris Reed chimes in, says, if Julio does join the team tomorrow, do y'all think Giro would implement some 5 wide? That would be very dangerous.
Better.
Because Lamar can asking for a lot.
He can just extend the time in the pocket.
He can. Yeah, he can. Wouldn't that be dangerous though? Imagine
Why
Lamar
do we
empty
have the
backfield.
like? Why don't we ever like
Yeah,
him under center, five
yeah.
wide, not shotgun, under center.
Somebody's gonna get open because as soon as Lamar like takes that snap and starts moving the pocket, a lot of DBs are gonna have to turn around and pay attention to Lamar to make sure he doesn't take off on him. Which means
Because
one
let's
of
be
those
honest,
five receivers is getting open.
you have to double team Julio,
Yep.
double team managers. That's 4 out of your 11 defensive starters.
Yep.
Let's say you rush 4, you're at 8 now. The other 3 is man coverage.
You simply don't have enough men. This is all a
Come on
numbers
now.
game. It's all a
Come
numbers
on.
game, guys. All right. Let's see. I see. Sis says if Julio joins the Ravens, is the 2020 class a waste/failure?
What, like Duvernay and Prochet?
I guess so. Yeah.
Prochet is getting close to being a failure. I'm going to be honest. I don't see how he can make the team. It's hard for him to make. It's hard for me to see a scenario where he makes a team unless injury to somebody.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I saw a post by James Prochet the other week, actually, and the caption on his Instagram post said, "It's all fun and games until I want to play too."
The Sixers are only down by 3 right now.
Sweet.
I have
That's
the
very
score
good
up.
to hear. That's
Oh,
very
boy.
good to hear. See, we got a guy Gerald in the house tonight. Says, "What up, Ravens
Fucking
Nation?" What's up, Gerald? We're just talking about Ravens Nation. That's
So
another
back to the
OG,
Instagram.
man.
Back to the Instagram post. Did
Yeah.
he not want to play last year?
Wait, what?
With James Prochet, he was like, "It's all fun and games, so I want to play."
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he was saying like he didn't want to play.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wanted to play, but he just
Yeah,
wasn't
but
getting
it's
on the
like-
field. Yeah.
Unless he's putting up like Randy Moss type numbers in the preseason,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard for me to see a scenario where he makes a team.
Prochet is one of those guys where in the preseason he's gonna have to make a name for himself. That's gonna be his biggest
Like Marlon
opportunity.
Brown did.
Yeah. He's gonna have to go out there and really make a name for himself in the preseason if he wants a spot on that roster. Which I mean, you hate to see it because it's like he really hasn't gotten all the opportunities that he should have. And the one time we did see him catch a football, it was actually a clutch catch for a first down. You know,
And-
in that Titans game.
I don't think it was ever supposed to be this way because Tylan Wallace should have never been there. I don't think we were going to take him.
I
So
don't think we were either.
Then we would have had a petition, but we just would have a player not pick that time.
Yeah.
It's
Tylan Wallace.
That's how the NFL works.
It is. It is. All right, let's see. Spencer the Realist coming in with a super chat donation. Appreciate you, bro. So
thank you.
much. He says, "Hey boys, missed you last week. If the Ravens get Julio Jones and Lamar takes that next step, we can beat anyone. I mean anyone in the AFC."
You mean the Chiefs too and the Bills?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bills with Diggs are a different team.
Yeah. I mean, all right, let's see. Thank you so much, Spencer, for your donation there. We actually have another comment coming from our guy, Christopher Swain.
Okay.
He says, "Oh, after watching some film, I've noticed that the Ravens run a different type of nickel package, 2 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and 5 DBs. Interesting. What do you guys think?" So this
I
doesn't
love
surprise
nickel
me at all.
packages.
I
I love
love
it.
nickel packages too, especially against pass-happy teams. And we can
Bills,
see
Chiefs,
that
Browns. Well, Bills
yeah.
and Chiefs. Browns are more run happy, but my bad.
with four linebackers on the field and 5 DBs, what do the Ravens want? Speed. They always preach that. EDC even preaches it. He wants more speed
Sean
on
Wade,
the field. Yeah.
Brandon Stevens.
And you're gonna see even more of these nickel packages, Christopher Swain, with 2 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, with Odafe Owe lining up on the edge, because he is so fast, man. That's what they want. That's what they want. So that's really
And
what you
Tyus
need
Bowser.
in this day. Yeah, and Bowser too. So
But
yeah, man.
like in a perfect world, are healthy 5 defensive backs on the field. It's just nasty.
it is. It is. Shout out to
Thank you,
Tavon
Chris.
Young. Shout out to Tavon Young. Actually, he just popped in my mind. Hopefully, he is healthy and ready to go. Because you
Fingers crossed.
talk about DBs. Yeah, fingers crossed, man. If we can have him, I think that's an underrated piece that will definitely help out our defense. For
Marlon
sure.
Marcus, Jimmy Smith,
Yeah.
Tavon Young, Anthony Averett,
Yeah, we locking down.
and then
We
you
locking
have
down.
Sean Wade. You got Amon Marshall coming back, Brandon Stevens, Chuck Clark, Deshaun Elliott, Geno Stone.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Real quick, our guy Rush is in the house. He has
What's up,
made it
Rush?
through. What's up, Rush? How you doing,
How you
man?
doing,
Let us
bro?
know, man. All right, Christopher Swain. He says, "Yo, are we still gonna talk about what AJ Brown said?"
I don't. We can. We can talk about it. Did he say it? Did he not say it? Do
What
we
did
need
he
some
say?
Titan slander going on? I love some Titan slander.
Yeah.
He allegedly, somebody said, "Oh, the Ravens are going to get Julio." Apparently, he said nobody wants to play with that running back. Don't know if he said it.
So wait,
Don't
where did this?
on
How do you?
Instagram Live.
Okay.
And
Is there
Titans
video of him
fans,
saying it?
no, and here's why. You're not just going to randomly screen record AJ Brown's Instagram Live video. And I get that. It's not like he's Drewski who gets 100K. It's not like it's Jack Harlow. It's not like it's Antonio Brown. It's
Right.
AJ Brown. So I get why it wasn't screen recorded. But when there were Titans fans confirming it too, I'm like kind of starting to believe it. But there's really no video proof, and there never will be video proof.
I mean, hey, it wouldn't surprise me. AJ Brown and the rest of the players, especially the younger players on that Titans team, who are all about the whole tighten up culture and everything like that. I'm sure they still have a
Zero rings.
very no
Zero
rings,
banners.
but I'm sure they have a very bad taste in their mouth from what happened in the wild card matchup against the Ravens. So that's probably I don't doubt that at all that he said that. I don't doubt it, but hey, they're just lucky that we don't have to play them until the playoffs if they make the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't even the best Brown on the field that day. He went 6 for 83 and a touchdown. Marquise Brown went 7 for 109. He had one catch in the fourth quarter. Marquise Brown had 3.
Yeah.
The one Brown showed up when it mattered.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what the Titans do. See if they can land Julio Jones. Hopefully not. Hopefully the Ravens can. But
I don't think they will. I'm thinking Seahawks are probably number 1 right now. Because DK, Lockett, and Julio, that's nasty.
Yeah. Let's see. Don C has a question here. It says, if we do not get Julio Jones and our wide receivers ball out this year, do we lose T. Martin to another team?
I think you're gonna give him a promotion of some sort.
Yeah,
I think we will lose one of our coaches if they do ball out, but it depends what's up with Greg Roman.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
Because we let Marty Morningwood go after the 2018 season. So
yeah. All right. Let's see. We have another super chat donation coming in from none other than G Money himself,
Gerald.
man. From deep, Mike Breen, bang, cue the alarm.
He's in Curry range at this point.
He's in Curry range right now, bro. It's Dame time. It's Dame time. Gerald Lawson, we appreciate you, man. As always, man. You already know we appreciate you, man, for just joining the stream, always supporting us, donating, man. Yeah, man. He says, if the running game explodes again in 2021 and Rashad Bateman excels with our boy Hollywood Brown, this is going to be a very good offensive year, both running and passing the ball. # time will tell.
Time will tell, and I think it will explode. Mark Ingram will not be holding us back like he did last year. Just gonna be honest. And then I just JK and Gus. There's really nothing else we gotta say with that. Nasty 1-2.
Yeah.
And then we could get Julio. Could get him. Not say we're going to, but we have Sammy Watkins. We have people to take the pressure off of Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews. That's what I think I'm most excited for, along with these new wide receiver coaches and new pass game coordinator. I love it.
Yeah, man. It's looking up for us, man. It looks like the Ravens really went out and they addressed all of the points of need on offense, right? So the offensive line, we went ahead and we got that bolstered up, check, right? We went ahead and we didn't need to touch the running backs because we're good on J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, check. Went out wide receiving core, went out, got a veteran, Sammy Watkins.
Okay.
First round pick, Rashad Bateman, a top 5 receiver in the draft.
That's all, right? That's all. Has to be.
No. Come on, man. You thought that was it? No, man. So we actually drafted another receiver for a
Yes.
steal, Tylan Wallace. And this is a guy that I brought up a couple months ago, right here on the Purple Rain podcast before the
Check
draft.
the stats. Check the facts.
Check the stacks.
And when we come back with our predictions, he can predict stuff too. He predicts interceptions, who gets them. He predicts touchdowns, scores, does it all.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe for the predictions, the Purple Rain predictions that we got going on here. But yeah, man, big shout out to Gerald. Now that you're you brought up Rashad Bateman and Hollywood Brown, I feel like us as Ravens fans, us as maybe the Rain gang, we got to come up with a cool nickname for our new receiver, Rashad Bateman. Man, we got to come up with something cool for my guy. I was thinking maybe like Showtime Shad. I don't know, Bateman. You know what I'm saying, like Batman.
I mean, because Batman, that's take. I mean,
that's taken.
I saw somebody made the edit with Travis Scott in the Batman costume, and it's 12, and he's wearing purple. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I loved it, but I think we're have to get something going. We'll have to get something going.
Yeah,
Could be Bateman.
we'll have to come up with something. Bateman, yeah, I see you guys. Bateman in the chat. 12 gauge.
Oh,
Okay.
I kind of like that.
I like that. Big shout out to you, the A Pro 123. We appreciate that. All right. So, yeah, I think that is going to do it tonight from us.
We should be back on Thursday. I don't see any. We should be back to back again on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like we said, if we get a certain player, we'll be live.
We'll be live. We will. That we will. All right. So I think, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Big shout out to all of you guys for watching episode 53 of the Purple Rain podcast. We appreciate you guys so much. And all of you guys who watch the replay of this, #replay game, we appreciate you guys just as much. Make sure you guys leave your comments down below. Before you leave a like. Leave a like before you leave. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed tonight's episode and you're new here, because we appreciate new family. The Rain Gang, we're a big family. So I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out on that.
Thank you to every single one of you guys that came out to episode 50, the Purple Rain podcast. And we'll be back on Thursday. And I hope you guys have a great week. And as always, stay positive, test negative.
And don't forget, call God. We'll catch you guys in the next one.